Hey, shalom, shalom. Manakna waha ibar yasha Allah walakim la'atam. Call Shabawai Barucha Wakakroya Bashmal Shah. Hey, we the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the Spirit and Private Bashmal Shah to preach you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners repent yet for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laim La, Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shah, Basham Chak Wadash, Wamashana Kabadim Zakoyim, Nawa Malakim Shoya Shalha Zakoyim, Chagadawal. Wachasa, Washalawam, Wabarakim Labachaya Shah, Kawayasha Shalawam. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahashem in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right, so this is an article on ADL, Anti-Defamation League. It says, extremists are praising Kanye's anti-Shum, parlor acquisition. All right, we're going to skip down some. I'm not going to read this whole thing. But it says, slop. It says, Ye has a long-term I'll start up from here. It says, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has publicly exposed numerous anti-Shum and racist tropes in recent weeks. Extremists across the ideological spectrum have embraced his recent comments. The Nation of Islam and extremist BHI, which is Hebrew Israelites, because not all Hebrew Israelites are so-called black. You see, you have so-called Mexicans, so-called Native Americans, so-called Haitians, so-called Jamaicans, which basically is the West Indies, and you also have the Israelite foreigners. You see, you even got Israelites that look like the other nations. All right, let me get a quick precept. This is Sirach, chapter 24. Might be Wisdom of Solomon. Sirach. Or probably 36. Just bear with me. This is Sirach 24 and verse 6. It says, in the ways of the sea and all the earth, and in every people and nation, I got a possession. All right, and that's talking about the nation of Yasha'Allah, Israel. All right, he Prince Power. All right, you see, the Lord has his people scattered amongst the whole four corners of the globe. You see, you go to Hosea 1 and 10. It says, let me get it. Hosea 1 and 10. Hawashah 1 and 10. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. All right, and that chiefly is America, Babylon the Great. But just going into the point that I wanted to grab, it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. If you take up some sand in your hand, you can't even count that. You can't even count that amount of sand, you see. But if you was to go and get sand off the sea, that would be a lot. So it's a lot of Israelites. So you see, they like to try to paint this picture as if it's just so-called black people in skirts or dresses, as they would say, yelling on a street corner. But nah, it's like the nation of Israel was scattered across the whole globe, you see. But let's keep going in this article. It says the Nation of Islam and BHI sects have defended Ye's statements about black people. You see, it says black people and Jewish identity. All right. And so-called blacks are the true Jews. All right. Not Jewish, the true Jews. And use the opportunity to promote the anti-Shum claims and conspiracy theories. White supremacists have expressed their delight at Ye naming the Jews and defended Ye's right to free speech. All right, we're going to skip down some. All right, it says, during an October 6th sermon marking the Holy Day of Atonement, one of NOI's, Nation of Islam, most high-profile annual event, student national assistant minister Ishmael Yashma'Allah Muhammad referenced Ye as he praised Farrakhan and repeated the group's frequent anti-Shum characterization of Jews as the synagogue of Satan. Now, it says Satan deceiveth the whole world. All right. So you like to put a whole bunch of ambiguousness and ambiguity on different things. That's why they got all these different titles. Student, national, assistant, minister. Nah, man, like everybody derives from a certain group of people. The Lord created 18 nations, all right, and you derive from one of those 18 nations, all right. It says, and the Jews as the synagogue of Satan. Now, those that are in the Holy Land right now, they are not the true people, all right. The so-called Ish people are not the true people, all right. And this scripture I'm about to bring out is referring to, wicked Jakes back in those days, which, when I say Jake, I'm referring to those of the nation of Israel. So you had wicked Jakes back then, but you see, you can apply to you can apply this to the Ish people in the land right now. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. You see, the Ish people are not in poverty at all. All right, we in poverty because of the curses. You see, we went off against the Lord, so we're dwelling in the curses. All right, but we're rich. It says, but thou art rich, because we got this truth. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And again, I'm applying it to nowadays because those in the Holy Land right now, the Ish people, do not fit any of the curses. All right, and the curses said that they'll be a sign. All right, basically, like, yeah, those are the people. All right, and the scripture also say that the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. You see, so those that fit the prophecies in the book of the Lord's people, those are the Lord's people. All right, so those are, if you have a spiritual eye to see, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. All right, well, regardless if you got the eye to see or not, those are the Lord's people. All right, and it's going to be made manifest in these last days. All right, but it says Satan deceiveth the whole world. It says, so when you hear Farrakhan, he puts some lenses on your eyes and you see Satan for whom Satan is. Those who call themselves Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Our brother Kanye, he's in trouble. Question, did he lie? Is it false? Kanye is a very intelligent brother. All right. And yeah, you do got to ask yourself. Now, Farrakhan is off, and a lot of stuff that he teach, so is Kanye. All right. But this right here is it's some truth to this right here. It says, did he lie? You gotta ask yourself. All they have done was, well, you gotta take that back. You better apologize. You better apologize. We gonna counsel your ass. They never said that he was telling a lie. All right, But I'm gonna keep going. It says reiterating claims he has. I'm gonna skip around. It says reiterating claims he previously made. The Ish gay mafia that controls hip hop and has used hip hop to socially engineer Black America. Muhammad said, Kanye West is speaking a lot of truth right now, and he is triggering a very dangerous enemy. It says he noted his concern for Ye's safety, alleging that there is a death clause that the record labels can trigger when they determine that an artist is more profitable to them dead than alive. One of their main methods is death by a contrived accident. All right, so I'm gonna skip down and go to where it says goes into Hebrew Israelite sects, not black Hebrew Israelites. All right, Hebrew Israelites. It says national and local leaders of various extremist Hebrew Israelite sects include IUIC, Israel United in Christ. It says ISUPK, Israel School of Universal practical knowledge, and the Sakari Hebrew Israelites. You see, they got to put the black in there. All right. It says reacted to Ye's comments by reiterating his claims that so-called black people are the true Jews. And they are. We are. It says, and therefore cannot be anti-Sham, praising his role in spreading their teachings and lauding his bravery for fighting against Ish control. All right. And it's going to go into, beliefs. All right. Because the scriptures in totality tell the true belief, the true way of Hamashiach. You see, but different groups have different ideologies. So I'm just going to say some of the things. All right. Give me a second. Well, I guess they don't. I don't see it up here. But nevertheless, some things that was said, and it was an article up here somewhere. It was an article up here somewhere, but a lot of things that they said that basically the Lord's coming back to save his people. He's coming back to save so-called black people, so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, Israelite foreigners, but they won't say that. They'll just say he's coming back to save black. They just said black. They didn't specify with the rest of them, but let's get some clarity on this. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. It says, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. All right, let's see what Gentile is. Gentile mean it says in the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true God, pagans, Gentiles. All right, so that consists of the 17 other nations that are not the nation of Yasha Allah, Israel. All right, so those are the other nations. It says go not into the way of the Gentiles and enter, and it's like these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Who are those? Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. All right. It says, and as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You see, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You see, let's get another precept. This is Acts chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem, Yerushalayim in the Hebrew, Jews, Yehowadah, devout men out of every nation under heaven. You see, because again, we were scattered as a people. All right. You don't see, this is the book of the scripture. You see Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. You see, this is the only book that has everything that has happened in the past, in the future, and current events. All right. This is the only book. You see, when you go into Esau's book, you got black, Hispanic, Native. No, it's none of that. All right. It's only what's in the book. All right. And in the book contains all the nations and all the tribes. All right. But specifically in this verse, it says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now, why does it say that? That's because we were scattered. All right. The whole nation of Yasha Allah, Israel, was scattered. All 12 tribes. All right. Some other things that they were saying up there too was that basically that the Hebrew that we speak, and the thing you gotta realize in that in the article too was that they had the different groups, but it didn't have Great Millstone in there, and that's because Great Millstone has the unadulterated truth. All right, the pure truth of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua through the Spirit, and those are likewise doctrine. All right, but they also said that we speak another type of Hebrew, and that's true. The only form of Hebrew. All right, and back in the year 5 AD to like the year 10 AD, the Magics went in and added vowel points and stuff like that. All right. And from Genesis 11, Barashit 11, that's when the different nations came about, you see. But the Lord has always kept the Hebrew preserved, all right, and it was always used up until about 70 AD, and that was when it started to decline in usage around 70 AD, because that was when we were that was the abomination of desolation in that year, all right. That was when we got taken out of the Holy Land, all right. But I wanted to get a point, because it's a difference in the in Hebrews, all right. It's not just, they say, oh, we revived the Hebrew in Ben Yehuda, all right, which is Ban Yehoiada, all right. But he that's their form of Hebrew, all right. The pure language. Let's get that. I'm gonna actually go to that first. This is Tazapanya chapter 3 and verse 9. Zephaniah 3 and 9. It says, "For then I will return to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent." All right, that it's a pure language. When you go into the Ben Yehuda Hebrew, he uses the Masoretic vowel points. You see, those was not a thing back back. The pure language was not included with those Masoretic vowel points, because that wasn't a thing. All right, that doesn't make it pure, because it's adulterated. All right, the modern Hebrew has mixtures of other languages into it. All right, when you go into the pure language, Lashon Kodash, it was what they would call a abjad, and basically what that means is it has 22 consonants. All right, and the vowel was inferred by the reader, and you see, this was because it was passed down. It was based off of memory, and it was passed down through oral tradition. All right, let's get another point though. This is Barashith, chapter 36. It might be I think it's 36. That was 31. Genesis 31 and verse 47. This is it says, and Laban called it Jagar Sahaduta, and Jacob called it Galid. All right, and the reason being because these two were two different languages. All right, but nevertheless, the one that Yaquab, Jacob, was speaking was the Lashon Kodash. All right, so the pure language is the Lashon Kodash, but you see, these gutter rats got it wrong. You see, because what they use is it has a lot of different mixtures into it. All right, so their belief is that their belief system is off. All right, I'm gonna get a quick precept. Damn. Dang. Hold on. It's lucky. This is Second Ezra, chapter 6, Second Ezra 6 and verse 28. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish." All right, and faith is flourishing with the hopeful elect. It says, corruption shall be overcome. That corruption that the world was being pushed on, or that this world was thriving in, the society is being overcome. You see those strongholds. You see the picture, the image that was pushed in iconoclasm and the not reconnaissance, the Renaissance. The image is being overcome, because that's not what the Lord looks like. You see, the truth is finally being pushed to the forefront. You see, and these devils are having to answer and speak up, when was so long their lives was being just, ain't nobody really paid no attention. But the Lord is bringing it to the forefront. You see, to expose this devil. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared." And the truth is being declared. All right. That should. I'm reading verse 27. Says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched," and that deceit is being quenched. All right. We get another precept. This is Yeshaya chapter 28 and verse 17. Isaiah 28:17 says, "Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow, the hiding place." You see, so this truth is going out. All right, this truth is going out, and all those lies and stuff like that, those things are being made for what they are. They are lies. All right. So this truth is going out, and the ish people are having to, they're looking confounded. All right, I'm gonna get one more precept. This is Yeshaya chapter 47 and verse 1. Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." All right, come down and sit in the dust, because that rulership seat is being taken. It says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne." All right, because they're coming down to that lower state, back to the basis of men. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Because again, American Babylon the Great, Babel, was that place to be. You see, everybody would be like, they really wanted to be in America, but you see, this place's inception is being remembered. The Lord is bringing it back to the forefront. You see, that's why these Edomites is being they feeling some type of way about CTR or CRT, critical race theory. You see, they trying to cover that up, But it says, "Take the millstone," and it's talking about Babylon the Great. You see, these gutter rats having to answer up too. It says, take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the thigh, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." And read again. "Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." So these Edomites is being found out for what they truly are, and that's liars, man. You so-called Ish people are not the true people, man. All right. The Lord's people, the nation of Yasha Allah, He Prince Power, is you so-called Negroes, so-called blacks, all right, so-called African Americans, you Native Americans, so-called Indians, Hispanics, so-called, those are so-called West Indians, you see, Haitians, so-called, and Israelite foreigners, those that the spirit, the spirit of the Lord resonates with. You see, those are Lord's people. You so-called Ish people are not the true people, man. All right, so Lord's will that was edifying. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Kakodash. Hey, double honor to the elders and apostles, Great Millstone, that taught me this truth and rule well. A much respect to you, brothers out there pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. A keep pushing. Shalom.